Hi. We think you will agree, sport is not only gambling, but sometimes incredibly beautiful sight, and authors of impressive moments can be not only the athletes themselves, but also fans or support groups. Today we are just show you such moments from different types of competitions. Go. What? Really powerful epic dang? This is when even a shield with a basket is shocked by your throw. 2, 1. Boom. But this guy does not play for the national team of the school yet. What will happen when he grows up?
Golf is hardly one of the most spectacular sports. But sometimes incredible beauty happens in it moments. What if the ball and the hole are separated by a wide pond? It is obvious even to a non-professional that you need carefully throw the pond, but Jon Rahm, I do not agree with this. During a training session in Georgia, the birthday boy decided to take a non-standard way and which will clearly go down in history.
Going.
Best birthday present and not come up with. The one who saw this moment in live probably cried with David Beckham. Okay, let's be honest, and now looking at these shots, is difficult to contain emotions when a career ends. Greatest players. It always looks exciting, but the farewell was especially touching. Bex came to Paris Saint-Germain for only 5 months, but the whole stadium saw off him standing. Teammates did not want to let go for a long time. Fields. Perhaps this is what the general looks like. Confession. Synchronicity in swimming, figure skating or jumping into the water is of course great, but how do you like this show from the school group support? Judging by the reaction of the audience, such a turn was not expected either. It's hard to even imagine what time it took the girls to prepare for this number. And now let's go back to the 2016 Olympics in Rio to remember one of the most beautiful moments of those games. No, this was not an incredible new record, but an example of the fact that there is always a place in big sports. Nobility and respect. While running 5,000 meters, Abby D'Agostino accidentally stepped on the foot of the leading Miki Hamblin. And both girls fell. The chances for medals are lost. How is it not in such a situation get angry? But the American immediately rushed to help her rival, and then Miki responded in kind. It turned out that D'Agostino broke cruciate ligaments. The most amazing, that both athletes found the strength to finish the race that ended like this, touching hugs. By the way, it was not without medals. Girls presented an award for manifestation sports spirit. If you follow sports games, then probably aware of the challenges for fans who sometimes organize sponsors. For example, this guy needs hit the washer in tiny holes in the middle of the site. Impossible? He has a different opinion. More precisely, does not happen. Happy Vancouver Canucks fan just now became the owner of a brand new Toyota. But look at his reaction. It looks like he is hammering such goals every day.
We have a winner!
You might not know it, but in Japan baseball almost as popular as in America. And players from local leagues leave off and build a career in the USA. Well, here is the proof that the level of the game here is quite serious. Bitter reflects shot. The ball soars over the stadium and already getting ready to get into the hands of the fans, but gets in the glove to that catcher rock climber. During the flight, the guy managed calculate the trajectory of the projectile and climb the fences. While in the case of such a Spider-Man, you can forget about the haubrons. Get 5 strikes in a row, or knocked down with 1 ball, 2 pins, standing on different sides, are far from the most beautiful things for which capable of top bowling players. Association of Professional Wobblers as then chose the best trick of all time. Performer of the so-called and Flying Eagle Chris Barnes just gotta sit with your mouth open.
He got it!
What can you say? Fiction. In big sports, often spectacular comebacks happen. Sometimes they come out especially graceful, as in the case of the Swedish jumper Angelica Bengtsson, for example. Look how it ended her third attempt to climb World Championship 2019.
Kolmiloikkaa finalistit esille. Ja Benson.
A piece just flew off the pole. According to the rules in this case, a chance is given repeat the jump, but the girl did not have spare pole. And then a rival came to the rescue from France, has already completed the fight. Well, what happened next you could already guess. Angelica overcame the bar at 480 centimeters and set national record. That's what it means to fight to the last. Many modern sports are difficult to imagine without the performance of group support. And they sometimes look much cooler than the competition itself. Like this, for example, they cheer up their team Japanese cheerleaders during the American football tournament. Aha, in this country they play it too. And how are they not afraid to perform such tricks? And yes, judging because the frames we haven't found since the match, girls in this day was lit much brighter than the athletes. So that you understand that cheerleading too requires serious preparation, here's to you one of the typical acrobatic tricks with unusual angle. Impressive, agree it will be cool if next time a girl armed with GoPro and we will see this leap with her eyes. But for now enjoy this slow-mo again. If someone still thinks that the cheerleader is just doing uncomplicated dances with pom-poms, then it's time to finally dispel this myth. For example, a standard workout from American University Grand Teams Valley. Powerful? You haven't seen the actual performances yet. Synchronicity, plastic and acrobatics are just top-notch. It is not for nothing that cheerleading is considered an independent sport. Beauty in football is not possible only during Champions League matches. You now see preparation for the penalty kick in the game of the Russian National Student League. A little pause so that you try to guess the performance. Parachute, ricochet off the crossbar, heel kick with reversal. What about a somersault penalty? Possibly this guy have already taken note in real life. One of the teams, obviously, deliberately scores in own gate. What is going on here? Just saw one of the most magnificent examples of fair play. And to understand this, let's analyze the moment first. During a match of the German Oberliga, one of the players is on the lawn. His teammate kicks the ball out of bounds. To make sure everything is in order, by principles of fair play, the opponent was to return the ball, but instead he scored an attack. Fortunately, the coach of this team turned out to be more fundamental. He immediately put the task of the team is to return the debt to the enemy. That every club would have such a mentor. Many believe that in sports they are important first of all physical indicators, and intelligence to us the thing is completely optional. No matter how, exactly when athletes turn on their heads, we get the most beautiful and memorable moments. This guy, for example, did not waste energy once again. He noticed that the color of his form matches perfectly with the pattern on the field and just hit until the right minute. Well, now you can make an effective race. Isn't it brilliant? Promising Tottenham attack on the flank, but the player with the ball falls and gives a gorgeous, blind pass with the heel while lying down. You just need to see it again, but it's Dele Alli. This guy finds a way out and not like that situations. If you don't recognize these retro frames from the first seconds, then you are not familiar with the legendary Colombian goalkeeper René Higuita. Not only has he scored in his career more than 40 balls, this guy still performed tricks for which he got the nickname Madman.
Remarkable piece of goalkeeping I have ever seen.
Isn't it crazy? But what a spectacular repeat the blow since then few have succeeded in Scorpion. Many of those who follow the largest football tournaments are now complaining about matches became less impressive. Can you guess what is the reason? All right, lost without fans in the stands a huge part of the grand show. Just look at the performance for your club, for example fans Dortmund Borussia. Agree. After such a spectacle will not even be particularly it's a shame if the match ends without goals and dangerous moments. Sport is generally an amazing thing. Sometimes impressive moments in it happen, even when the competition itself has already ended. Take at least this case after the end last home game of the season University basketball team Indiana. After that, the players usually say goodbye to the team's graduates. And now you just see one of them. Only Colleen Hartman didn't get much talk about the difficulties of study and training. Instead he thanked for support his girlfriend and invited her to sight. Well, then everything happened. As in Hollywood cinema. They say to fall in love once and for all football, you only need to visit once on a crowded Anfield. Those who have heard the fans in unison sings the famous anthem You'll Never Walk Alone, goosebumps are still a couple of weeks. So far, getting to the stands is problematic, but everything is arranged, turn up the volume and enjoy. In American football, agility is not important less than strength. But this guy looks like put all the points into one skill. With such beautiful jumps, he would be in Parker did well, do you think? Now let's remember the 400-meter race on Olympics 1992 in Barcelona. Few of the viewers then remembered the names medalists because everyone admired this guy. 4 years earlier, Derek Redmond was unable to compete due to injury, having withdrawn from the competition 10 minutes before the start. This time he promised his father that he would finish no matter what. But fate is sometimes too heartless. Already at the beginning of the race, the athlete suffered a tendon rupture. Well, then something happened that made 65,000 spectators applaud while standing. Clenching his teeth with pain, his father ran out to Derek, and together they reached the finish line.